you've ever ridden a skateboard in public, there's a very good chance you had someone from across the street or inside a car or just passing by shout at you, "Hey, do a kickflip!" But have you ever wondered how the kickflip was made? What events led to its creation? Who created it? And what did its creation do for the skateboarding community? First, let's talk about how a kickflip works. To perform a kickflip, you first need to ollie into the air. While ollieing into the air, you slide your foot up and to the left or right of the board depending on your stance. This is in a somewhat flicking motion. This causes the board to rotate. While it's rotating in the air, after one full rotation, the skater will then stomp back down onto the board. This prevents it from rotating further under the skater and performs the traditional, modern kickflip. The traditional kickflip has a bit of a different story. So let's get into it. The first real generation of skateboards were actually made by surfers. You see, when the tide was down or the waves were calm, surfers would instead turn to the streets to surf. They would have skateboards commonly made of pieces of wood or similar materials with clay wheels. Around the 1970s, smaller companies in California would begin producing skateboards for the general populace. However, at the time, there was a movement against skateboarding. It was seen as dangerous, reckless, and destructive to public property. A big part of this was the fact that the clay wheels would commonly break and destroy things. They would damage sidewalks or streets or paint jobs on things. So skateboarding began to fall out of popularity, at least until the invention of polyurethane wheels, which caused another boom in skateboarding's popularity in the California scene. Around this time, freestyle skating began to pick up. Freestyle skateboarding is a style of skateboarding where the skater is stationary and manipulates the board to perform odd angle tricks or weird flips or sometimes just strange stances. Believe it or not, this is where the actual old school kickflip was born. The old school kickflip is very different from the modern one. Instead of the skater performing an ollie and flicking their foot, they would place their foot beneath the side of the board and rotate it sideways. This would cause the board to flip sideways along with the skater. This is an entirely different technique and is not very common nowadays. The modern kickflip can be traced back to Massachusetts, specifically in the year 1982. Skateboarder Rodney Mullen had decided to combine a few of the techniques discovered by Ellen Gelfand when he invented the ollie. By combining a few of the techniques, Rodney Mullen had invented what he called the ollie flip, and what was colloquially known among other skaters as the magic flip, because no one could figure out exactly how it worked. The creation of the kickflip ushered in an entirely new era for skateboarding, an era Rodney Mullen would be the figurehead of, the era of the flip trick. The flip trick era would help usher in a new era of street skating, which is still popular to this very day. And that's the history of the kickflip. Thank you for watching.